Josh, you're an AFL footballer now. What was it like out there?
Yeah, it was great. It was everything I had hoped for. It was great to play my first game against a great opponent in Geelong, and it was something that made it a bit more special. And had expected to get a good opponent. I spent a lot of time on Harry Taylor, which was good, and Andrew Mackie as well, and those guys give you a little insight just to how good you've got to be and how tough it is to crack it at AFL level. So it was it was great to get the opportunity. I've been in the system for over 12 months now, so I thought I was more than willing, more than ready to play.
How did you feel you went?
I mean, I was okay. I started well and blew up pretty quickly, and quarter time I was looking for the red vest. But sort of got a second wind and was able to run out the game okay. I mean, I didn't have a massive influence over the game, but I just tried to provide energy and effort. And those things you can control yourself. You don't need to bounce the ball or anything like that. So those are the things I focused on, and those are the things the coaches wanted me to do, and I just tried to do that.
There's a little flick onto Graham Johncock. Is that something you knew you were going to do?
I did. I seen him, yeah, and I just thought I knew I couldn't take possession because I would have got tackled straight away. So I knew that he was that he sort of had a run of it, and there would have been space. So I just tried to flick it over the back, and luckily it went onto his chest. So yeah, that'll be something that I'll remember.
Is that your sort of favourite moment of the game?
Yeah, I guess it's good that I don't get a stat or anything for that, but it's something that all the boys got to me really quickly, and it's just a good feeling to sometimes it can be a better feeling knowing that you've set someone else up than to be on the receiving end. So yeah, it was a great moment.
And so the fitness required to be at the top level, it came as a shock to you, even though you've been in the system, you've seen what goes on, played some pre-season games. It's another level.
Yeah, it is. It's just everywhere you turn, there's just big bodies, and they're all just moving, at top speed all the time. It's all about sprinting and keeping speed in the game, and that was the biggest thing. I realised you've just got to sort of if you're half a second slow or even less, and you're pretty much out of the contest. So that was the thing that struck me the most, and that's I was just talking to Jared Lyons, who's just recently debuted as well. That's the thing that I think most guys take a little time to adjust to.
Where did you think you would be? Did you expect to make your debut in round 7?
I'd hope so. I mean, that was part of the reason in coming here. I thought I could. I saw myself as having an opportunity to play, and Sando made that clear as well. That I'd get opportunities providing I was playing well, and I felt like without really dominating, I was doing well enough at sample level. So I thought I was ready, and I got a bit fortunate that Sean had to miss the week, so I was more than happy to take up the opportunity.
How do you think that will pose this week? Do you think you can hold your spot with Sean possibly coming back?
Oh, well, I mean, I'd like to think so, but I didn't set the world on fire either, so that'll be up to the match committee. But it'd be nice to play in Melbourne, which I'm not from Melbourne, but I've got a lot of friends and stuff there. So if that opportunity comes up, then that'd be great.
What's sort of the feedback that you got from Sando and I guess the other coaches?
To be honest, we'll get most of our feedback this afternoon, but it was mainly just the boys and that after the game, sort of just it was all positive and sort of just upbeat, and it was just great. It was just a great feeling because we put on a pretty good performance, especially in the first half, and everyone was just really happy with that.
Were you surprised about how you smashed Geelong?
I was sort of so caught up in the game that I didn't even know the scores most of the time. I just was trying to focus on the things that I was supposed to do, and the scoreboard was the last thing I was even thinking of. And I remember walking off at half time, and the crowd was going nuts, and I remember looking at the scoreboard, and I was really surprised at the score. And then in the second half, the scores, I think Geelong might have won the second half, but right up until the end, it was tough, and the scoreboard was sort of not irrelevant, but I just forgot to look at it.
Without getting ahead of ourselves, Taylor Walker could be cited for a sling tackle.
Yeah.
Again. If he does miss it, do you reckon you can, big shoes to fill obviously, do
Yeah.
you reckon you can play that key marking?
Oh, possibly. I mean, Tex is a he's a unique player. He's got good ground level skills, so he's going to be hard to replace. I mean, he's first or second in the Coleman at the moment, so. I haven't seen the incident, so I don't really know much about it. But if he is to miss, then it's gonna take a few guys who are gonna have to step up and fill his spot.
How important has he become to the structure?
Yeah, I mean, he's a massive part. It's been evident that his forward pressure's been really good in the last month or so, and it's been a focus of his, and that's a focus for most of the forwards. So those are the things that you control. But he's just a really good target. And, I know the midfielders, are really confident when they see him coming up at the footy, and his contested marking on the weekend was really good. So, hopefully he stays in the side.
There's a lot of talk about the month of May, how tough it was going to be.
Yeah.
You're 2-0. I mean, how's the feeling amongst the group?
It's great. Obviously, we've had 2 good wins, and obviously the Sydney win was massive, but it probably wouldn't have stood for much if we'd come out and blown a home match to Geelong. So doesn't get any easier. Carlton obviously play tonight, but that's going to be a tough match over there. They're really good at Etihad under the roof, so it doesn't get any easier. And then obviously trip to Perth is hard at any stage.
A lot of players selection this week. Obviously, Bertie Vince might come back. Richard Douglas maybe through the SANFL.
Yep.
And Curtin's back. How much is that depth driving performance at Adelaide Footy Club?
Oh, it's great. I know personally for me it's been great. I know that I watch the Crows run around in the first 6 weeks and see Sean play, and he plays well, and then I know the pressure's on me. I've got to perform, otherwise I'll fall back. That can only be healthy. I mean, we've got a fair few guys still playing well in the SANFL. I went and watched Sturt yesterday, and Brody Martin played well again. I know Brad Symes has been playing well week in and week out, so it can only be a good thing for the club, I think.
Do players feel that heat on a weekly basis, knowing that they have to perform or their job's on the line, so to speak, that following weekend?
I can probably only speak for myself, and you do a little bit, but I mean, you can only control what you can control. You can't control how well someone else plays. So, but in saying that, if you do see, one of the guys playing at SANFL level and plays really well, then you know that, you really need to perform as well, and it probably does give you that little edge that you need.
What's the culture like here? I mean, you're at Essendon for a little bit, and obviously they're up and about too.
Yep.
But how do you compare 2 clubs?
I mean, it's a bit different. You're able to really hide a little bit in Melbourne with so many teams. I know there was a big focus on Essendon last year, but you can just go about your business. Whereas over here, there's a bit more of a spotlight. But I think all the boys we've been pretty good, and the coaches are excellent at keeping everything under wraps and staying focused, because if we get ahead of ourselves, we can quickly turn around and we'll have undone all the good work. So yeah.
Would you say you benefited from the spotlight though?
Oh, I mean, you can obviously. Yeah, you can, but it's a double-edged sword. You don't want to get out and about and get too far ahead of yourself, because at the same time, if the performances aren't there on the weekends, then you put yourself out there.
Is there a lot to be said for enjoying your wins and I guess getting up and about the wins? I mean, obviously you weren't here last year, but
Yep.
Craigie was a sort of a different style to Sando. Is he enjoying those sort of win feelings?
Yeah, I mean, he says enjoy your win for 12, 24 hours. But footy, the next game comes around pretty quick, and we'll do our review this afternoon, and then tomorrow will be all about Carlton. Obviously they'll play tonight, and I'm pretty sure all the boys will make sure they have a look, and we'll obviously have guys go and watch the game live. So it turns around pretty quick.
How's Ricky Henderson going? Sorry, I'm subbed off with his name.
Yeah, I think he's all right. I'm pretty sure it was a corky. I'm not overly sure. I didn't see him after the game, but yeah, I'm pretty sure it was a corky. So he should be able to get up for this week.
And playing Carlton, what do you think the key is to beating them this week?
I mean, they're a really skillful side, especially at Etihad. So we've got to sort of win the ball first. They've got great inside players, but everyone talks about the guys that get out, but they win the ball inside, and they've got 2 good ruckmen as well. So our rucks are going to have a big task as well. So if we can get first use and get it to our forwards, we've seen that you know, what they can do. So that's probably where it starts, which is the same for most weeks.
They're playing tonight, you're 2 extra days break. Is
Yep.
that a big advantage for you blokes?
Oh, I mean, it's maybe a little bit of advantage. You know, we've already done our first sort of active recovery, and you know they haven't played yet, so it might be a little bit of a recovery. But you saw how Essendon and Collingwood got up after 4 days and played out a pretty tough match. So I don't think it's going to be too big of a deal.
Do you get together as a team tonight to watch the game?
No, probably not. I mean, the coaches might get together and watch it, but no. I'd prefer to just watch it by myself and just follow the guys that you know potentially could come up against.
Is it true you're the best journo at the advertising?
Oh, that's all. I mean, I only go what I read in the paper, so